Welcome to Moral Minds, where knowledge meets curiosity. Before we begin this incredible journey, make sure you subscribe to our channel, Moral Minds Brain Sparkles. And press the bell icon so you never miss our future videos exploring the world's most fascinating countries, cultures, and histories. Germany, a country where ancient castles meet modern skyscrapers, where history shaped the world, and where discipline, innovation, and culture coexist. Located in Central Europe, Germany is bordered by 9 countries, making it one of the most connected nations in the world. With a population of over 83 million people, Germany is the most populous country in the European Union. But Germany is not just a country. It is a story of rise, fall, destruction, and rebirth. Germany offers an extraordinary variety of landscapes, making it one of the most visually diverse countries in Europe. From deep forests and towering mountains to long coastlines and historic rivers, Germany's natural geography has played a major role in shaping its culture, economy, and history. Evergreen tree: the Black Forest, Schwarzwald. Located in southwestern Germany, the Black Forest is a vast, dense woodland region known for its dark evergreen trees and deep valleys. The forest has inspired countless legends, fairy tales, and folklore, including stories that influenced the famous Brothers Grimm tales. This region is also home to traditional cuckoo clocks, known for Black Forest cake, rich in hiking trails, waterfalls, and thermal spas. Historically, the forest provided timber and natural protection, while today it attracts millions of tourists seeking nature and peace. Snow-capped mountain: the Bavarian Alps. In southern Germany, near the Austrian border, rise the breathtaking Bavarian Alps. These mountains form Germany's highest elevations and include Zugspitze, the tallest peak in the country. The Bavarian Alps are known for snow-covered peaks, snowflake, alpine lakes like Lake Königssee, traditional Bavarian villages and culture. Traditional Bavarian villages and culture. Waterwave: North Sea and Baltic Sea coastlines. Germany has coastlines along both the North Sea and the Baltic Sea, giving the country access to vital maritime routes. Windface: North Sea coast. Strong tides and winds. Famous Wadden Sea, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Important for shipping and renewable wind energy. Sunrise: Baltic Sea coast. Calmer waters. Sandy beaches and seaside resorts. Historic port cities like Lübeck and Rostock. These coastlines have been essential for trade, fishing, and naval power throughout German history. Waterwave: Rhine and Danube rivers, lifelines of civilization. Germany's rivers are the backbone of its development. Ship: Rhine River, one of Europe's most important rivers, connects Germany to Switzerland, France, and the Netherlands. Surrounded by vineyards, castles, and historic towns, the Rhine has served as a major trade route, cultural corridor, and military boundary for centuries. Speedboat: Danube River, Europe's second longest river, begins in Germany's Black Forest, flows through multiple countries before reaching the Black Sea. The Danube links Germany to Eastern Europe and has played a crucial role in commerce, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. Ancient and medieval history of Germany. Germany's story begins long before it became a unified nation. In ancient times, the land was inhabited by various Germanic tribes, including the Saxons, Franks, Alemanni, and Goths. These tribes lived in close connection with nature and were known for their warrior culture and strong tribal loyalty. As the Roman Empire expanded across Europe, it attempted to conquer Germanic lands. However, fierce resistance, dense forests, and difficult terrain prevented Rome from fully controlling the region. One of the most significant moments was the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest, where Germanic forces defeated the Roman legions, shaping the future boundaries of Europe. By the early medieval period, a powerful leader emerged who would change the course of European history: Charlemagne. In 800 AD, Charlemagne was crowned emperor of the Romans, uniting vast territories across Western and Central Europe. His reign laid the foundation for what later became known as the Holy Roman Empire, a complex political structure that lasted for more than 1,000 years. Though not a centralized nation, the empire connected numerous kingdoms, duchies, and city-states under a shared religious and political identity, with German lands forming its core. During the Middle Ages, Germany evolved into a land of fortified castles, armored knights, and powerful noble families. These castles were not only military strongholds but also centers of local governance and culture. At the same time, independent city-states began to rise, gaining wealth and influence through trade and craftsmanship. German cities became key players in European commerce, especially through the Hanseatic League, a powerful alliance of trading cities that dominated trade across the North and Baltic Seas. This network connected German merchants with markets in Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, and beyond, bringing prosperity and international influence. Education and religion also flourished during this era. Some of Europe's oldest universities were founded in German territories, including the famous University of Heidelberg, established in the 14th century. These institutions became centers for philosophy, theology, medicine, and law, attracting scholars from across the continent. Monasteries and churches played a vital role in preserving knowledge, advancing literacy, and shaping moral values, reinforcing Germany's position as a spiritual and intellectual heart of medieval Europe. By the end of the Middle Ages, Germany had become a powerful crossroads of education, religion, and commerce. Its cities thrived, its scholars shaped European thought, and its trade routes connected distant civilizations. This strong medieval foundation would later influence Germany's cultural identity and prepare the nation for the dramatic transformations of the modern world. From tribal resistance and imperial ambition to trade networks and centers of learning, medieval Germany laid the foundations of a nation that would one day shape the world. The Protestant Reformation and intellectual awakening of Germany. In 1517, a single act by a German monk transformed the course of world history. Martin Luther, a theology professor, publicly challenged the practices of the Catholic Church by presenting his 95 Theses. What began as a call for reform quickly grew into the Protestant Reformation, a movement that shattered the religious unity of Europe. Luther's ideas spread rapidly across German territories, supported by the newly invented printing press, allowing religious texts and ideas to reach ordinary people for the first time. The Reformation permanently changed Christianity, leading to the formation of Protestant churches and reducing the absolute authority of the Catholic Church. More importantly, it encouraged individuals to read and interpret religious texts themselves. This shift greatly increased education and literacy, as people learned to read the Bible in their own languages rather than relying solely on clergy. Schools and universities expanded, and knowledge was no longer limited to the elite. Beyond religion, the Reformation had a profound influence on freedom of thought and democratic ideas. By questioning religious authority, people also began questioning political power and traditional hierarchies. These ideas planted early seeds for modern democracy, personal responsibility, and human rights. Germany became a place where debate, discussion, and intellectual exploration were encouraged, shaping the future of European society. As a result of this intellectual awakening, Germany soon emerged as a global center of philosophy, music, and science. Thinkers such as Immanuel Kant reshaped philosophy, while composers like Johann Sebastian Bach and Ludwig van Beethoven revolutionized music. In science, German scholars laid foundations in physics, chemistry, and mathematics, contributing knowledge that would influence the world for centuries. By challenging authority and empowering the individual mind, Germany ignited an intellectual revolution that reshaped faith, freedom, and human thought. Unification, world wars, and the darkest chapters of Germany. In 1871, after centuries of division, Germany was finally unified under the leadership of Otto von Bismarck, the Prussian statesman known as the Iron Chancellor. Through strategic diplomacy and decisive wars, Bismarck brought together numerous German states into a single nation. This unification transformed Germany into a powerful industrial and military empire, rapidly altering the balance of power in Europe. Within a short time, Germany emerged as one of the continent's strongest economic and political forces. However, rising nationalism, military alliances, and political tensions eventually pushed Europe into World War I. Germany found itself fighting against major European powers in a brutal and prolonged conflict. When the war ended in 1918, Germany was defeated and forced to accept harsh conditions under the Treaty of Versailles. The nation lost territory, faced heavy financial reparations, and suffered deep national humiliation. These pressures caused severe economic hardship, widespread unemployment, and social unrest, leaving the country vulnerable to extremist ideologies. Out of this instability emerged Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party, who promised national revival and restoration of pride. In the late 1930s, Nazi Germany aggressively expanded its territory, plunging the world into World War II. This period became one of the darkest chapters in human history. The Nazi regime carried out the Holocaust, the systematic genocide of 6 million Jews and millions of other innocent victims. At the same time, Europe witnessed massive destruction as cities were reduced to rubble and countless lives were lost in the deadliest war ever fought. By 1945, Germany was completely defeated. Its cities lay in ruins, its population exhausted, and its moral responsibility deeply acknowledged. Following the war, Germany was divided into separate zones of control, marking the beginning of a new chapter shaped by global politics and ideological conflict. This division would define Germany's future for decades to come and set the stage for one of the most powerful stories of recovery and reconciliation in modern history. From unification and ambition to destruction and division, Germany's journey through the world wars stands as a powerful reminder of how history shapes responsibility. Divided Germany and the fall of the Berlin Wall. After the devastation of World War II, Germany found itself at the center of a new global struggle known as the Cold War. The defeated nation was divided into two separate states, each shaped by opposing political ideologies. West Germany, officially known as the Federal Republic of Germany, adopted a democratic system and aligned itself with Western nations. In contrast, East Germany, or the German Democratic Republic, followed a communist system under the influence of the Soviet Union. This division was not just political, it deeply affected families, communities, and everyday life. As tensions between East and West intensified, the division became more visible and more painful. In 1961, the East German government constructed the Berlin Wall, a heavily guarded barrier that cut directly through the heart of Berlin. The wall was designed to stop people from fleeing East Germany in search of freedom and better opportunities in the West. Over time, it became the most powerful symbol of political separation, representing fear, control, and the suppression of human freedom. Families were torn apart overnight, and the wall stood as a physical reminder of a divided world. For nearly 3 decades, the Berlin Wall defined life in Germany. However, by the late 1980s, public protests, economic pressure, and a growing demand for freedom weakened the communist system. In 1989, in a moment watched by the entire world, the Berlin Wall finally fell. Crowds from both sides celebrated together, tearing down the barrier that had separated them for generations. This historic event led to the reunification of Germany, marking not only the end of division within the nation but also signaling a turning point in global history and the approaching end of the Cold War. What once stood as a wall of fear became a bridge of hope, proving that unity and freedom can overcome even the strongest divisions. Modern Germany, Europe's economic and innovation powerhouse. Today, Germany stands as Europe's largest economy and one of the most influential nations in the world. From the ruins of war, the country rebuilt itself through determination, discipline, and innovation, becoming a global symbol of industrial strength and economic stability. Germany plays a central role in the European Union, shaping economic policy, trade relations, and technological progress across the continent. Germany is home to some of the world's most respected brands, including BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, and Siemens. These companies represent German excellence in automobile engineering, manufacturing, and advanced technology. German products are globally recognized for their quality, reliability, and precision, reinforcing the country's reputation as an industrial leader. Education and engineering form the backbone of modern Germany's success. The country invests heavily in technical education, research, and innovation, producing skilled professionals who drive progress in science, medicine, and technology. German universities and research institutions collaborate closely with industries, ensuring that knowledge is transformed into real-world solutions. At the same time, Germany has become a pioneer in renewable energy and environmental sustainability. Through large-scale investments in wind, solar, and green technologies, the nation is working toward a cleaner and more sustainable future. This commitment reflects Germany's broader vision of responsible leadership in the face of global challenges such as climate change. German society is widely known for its values of precision, discipline, and efficiency, qualities that influence everything from daily life to global business practices. Alongside economic success, Germany has built strong social systems, including universal healthcare, affordable education, and social security, ensuring a high quality of life for its citizens. These systems demonstrate how economic strength and social responsibility can exist together. Modern Germany proves that progress is not just measured by wealth, but by innovation, responsibility, and care for society. Germany teaches us an important lesson. A nation can learn from its mistakes, rebuild stronger, and lead with values. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Moral Minds Brain. Press the bell icon so you never miss our future documentaries on countries, cities, cultures, and history. We follow the same message as our last videos. Stay curious, stay informed, stay moral.